Again in the usual place, and this is my fled, my version of a fled, maiden flight. It's got a drogue tail, own design drogue tail, beautiful colours I think, nice sunny day as you can see, and there we go, maiden flight of the fled. I'll have a closer look at the fled later, although there's barely any point, it's just a fled. Designed chiefly because it had a certain number of skills in there which I need for the skill set for the for the Cody. Sleeve pockets and the bow line, and it was just a bit more complicated than the pilot kite really. And there we are, beautiful day as you can see from here, and that's my fled. I am very pleased with that. Short little video, this only a minute or so long. That noise is my stupid dog. There she is, look. That's Bonnie, and she enjoys chasing kites. She never bites them. As soon as they're on the ground, she loses interest. Look at that, I'm really pleased. Wobbles a bit, doesn't it? Even with the old drogue on. That wind, of course, is a northerly wind. No, what is it? It's a sort of northeasterly wind, actually. It's freezing cold up here today. And it's the same wind that was giving trouble with the pilot the other day. So it's very turbulent. It's coming over that ridgeline there, giving us a bit of grief. But the old fled works very well. It'd be nice, that, I reckon, on a nice summer's day. There she goes. Well, I don't know whether you can see this. I've put the kite up higher now. It's in cleaner wind, and it's just sitting there really quite beautifully. It's a lot quieter than the pilot kite as well. There's a lot less fluttering. Well, you might expect that, of course. It's braced on carbon spars. The ground tackle on this kite, or in fact on all my kites, is this. That's a dog walking spike which is screwed into the ground. Not very good, and certainly won't hold for very long in lighter ground. Decent Dyneema line running up to the kite, which again is just sort of hovering really. It's very pretty. Interestingly, it's flying at a much greater angle than the pilot kite did. What's that angle there? I don't know whether that's going to show up on the video. That's 45 degrees, 45, possibly 50 degrees, bobbing slightly higher actually in gusts. So from a lifting kite, I think from a kite aerial photography point of view, or from an amateur radio aerial, which is my interest, that will be a better kite than the pilot kite. But there we are. What impresses me is that I've now added 2 kites to my collection of several in the space of about 3 weeks for very little cost. The cost of the kite you're looking at there, I had 3 meters of cloth, different coloured cloth, red, yellow and blue. What's that? 15 quid in 2011 from the Highwayman. The spars I'd already got, they were just old carbon fibre spars kicking around the workshop. I can't see the kite now. And that's it, really. That's it, excluding the cost of a new sewing machine, of course. So I reckon for about 20 quid, I've made myself a very nice kite that would probably cost about 60 or 80 pounds in the shops, I don't know. Kites aren't cheap. So if you're interested in kites at all, I'd go for that. Build one. The pilot kite, that would cost a lot of money in the shops. There was a fair chunk of cloth in there. 10, 12 metres, so that's 50, 60 quid's worth of cloth, plus of course all the work. I reckon the pilot kite's going to cost 150 quid in a shop. Maybe a bit less, I don't know. Didn't cost me that. And I intend to add at least one more kite this spring. That'll be the cuckoo, and then commence work on the Cody. Can't believe this. Look at this, beautiful, isn't it? Look at that for a nice. It's cold. That's RF Boscombe down over there. Point that out for the people who are interested. Looks like, I don't know what that is. I don't know, helicopters or something. Over there we've got in the distance, you can just beyond the dog's head, you can just see Old Sarum Airfield, very old airfield. It goes back to World War One. I used to fly out of there. I used to be the chief flying instructor at Old Sarum. Beautiful little airfield, still running its airplanes around. And then over there is the cathedral. There's the sun coming into the lens, and we're actually standing on an old Stone Age fortress. This is Figsbury Ring. Oh, somebody else coming with their dog. So this place has been here a long time. There's the old kite again. I hope this commentary is of some interest to some people. Probably not to anybody in the city of Salisbury, but to people around the world it might be. Leave me a comment if it isn't, and I'll get rid of it. I don't have a problem with that. Anyway, there we go. There's a fled. Once again, made with the encouragement of the guys on the kitebuilder.com forum. Great bunch of guys. They know far more about kites than I probably ever will. Kitebuilderforum.com. Great guys. Brothers one and all. Thanks, guys. Okay, I want to try and look at this kite more closely. At some of the features on it. These doubling patches here. Up where I put the brass ferrules for tying the bridle on. That's I can't remember what that is. Plastic. It's plastic film anyway, which I got from the kite shop. The brass ferrules. I used brass ferrules to fasten the bridle to on this one rather than loops to try it. As simple as that. Changes to this one. I didn't hem the kite this time. Not through laziness, but because I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't hem it. That's all. I could have asked someone, but I wanted to know. There's a bow line on this, as you can see, which pulls the main spar into tension. These are my loops here. There's one, and there's the other. Spar pockets for holding the tips fast. On the leading edge of the kite, it's not hemmed, but I have put some what is essentially edge binding on, but only on one side. It's polyester binding. Why only on one side? To try it. So it's as simple as that. Just to try it. I didn't know what would happen. There's those. I made a mistake on this kite. These pockets here, which hold the vertical spars, the longitudinal spars, they should be on this side. But I got it mixed up in the build. It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't appear to matter. Well, it doesn't matter. It flies. So there we are. That's a bit of a closer look at the kite. Lovely kite. I like these colours. Obviously, that's why I bought them. I can't tell you anything else. Let's launch it. Go on, kite. Up you go. There we are. And there's the dog once again.